Hey y'all, so before we get rocking on this, quick content warning. This video is based on another video by another YouTuber where he does use a fair few racial slurs in his video. So just so you're aware of that before we get going, there will be clips of that video in this video. Okay? Hey y'all, thank you very much for tuning in. Hope you guys have the most excellent day today. So today I want to talk about another YouTuber who has recently released a video where he, a non-furry, visited a furry convention, Furry Week in Atlanta I believe, and generally made a bit of a nuisance of himself, had a bit of fun in his view, and then got kicked out. So the dude in question is a guy called Jidion. So despite this dude having about 5 million subscribers, I have to admit I hadn't heard of this dude before. But from checking out his channel, it seems to be he does a lot of videos where he puts himself in situations where there's going to be, you know, a bit of friction with those around him. I mean, previous to the furry convention video, he actually went and visited the most racist town in America. And while that's not usually the type of content I watch, I can see why people enjoy it, and I see why he does it. He does get a rise out of a lot of people in his videos. But in his latest video, he does visit Furry Week in Atlanta with a cameraman who films him interacting with furries and generally making a bit of a nuisance of himself and clowning about. And I was originally linked to an article about this dude by Conifer from Conifer's Creations, where it says about how he got kicked out of the furry convention. And my first thought was, nah, it can't have been that bad. I mean, it's just a dude filming himself. So I actually went and watched his video. And the first few minutes is just him going to the convention and then wandering around asking people what they think his fursona should be. And this is where it gets a bit bad, because before they can really respond, he proposes to them that his fursona should be a raccoon. But he doesn't use the word raccoon. Let's just say he uses a shortened version of the word raccoon. The same shortened version of the word raccoon, which to this day in America is still used as a racial slur. I'm sure you know which word I'm talking about.
I'm a coon. I've been called a coon my whole life, so like, I'm not gonna lie, a lot of people have been telling me I should be a coon.
And he's dropping this all over the place. Pretty much everyone he talks to, he proposes this to. And you can see it's making them feel hella uncomfortable. I mean, why has he got to go lower in the tone like this? These people are just here to have a bit of fun, have a good time at a furry convention. And this kind of serious topic is being dropped in their lap. And you know, I can see that he's doing this, you know, as a joke. He's clowning right now. But these people, these are introverted white dudes who don't really get out much. They don't know whether they're supposed to, you know, banter back with this, how they're supposed to respond. A lot of them just kind of give a nervous chuckle like, how do I respond to this? What do I say? And there was a moment where, you know, Jidion was clowning up the whole racial slur thing and acting like he didn't know what it meant when another dude of color actually explained it to him. And I thought it was, you know, I don't know, it just didn't seem right for him to be doing that. And, you know where I'm coming from, dudes? You can see this is making a lot of attendees uncomfortable as fuck. And I'm presuming that's what he was going for. And if you're watching this, Jidion, if for some reason you've come onto my tiny little channel with less than 1,000 subscribers, personally, I think you are a honey badger. I think that would be your persona, because you're cocky, stocky, and willing to do whatever you want to get what you want. And I'll admit the furries ain't innocent in this video. I mean, one claps back with asking him whether he's a top or bottom. And for a moment, I think even Jidion looked a bit awkward on that one. But generally, I think, you know, it was a bit of poor form to go around asking people that when they're just trying to have fun. And that aside, there was a great bit early on in his video where he encountered someone locked in a stairwell. And I can see why the guy got a little bit irritated, but the guy lost his shit. And personally, I think he went a bit over the top. His reaction was, you know...
Password, please. Password. I need the password. I can't open the door until you give me the...
Stuck in the fucking... Let me out.
I need the password. Okay, if your wife is head of security, then you wouldn't have got stuck in there.
Dude, open the fucking door.
Now, he did get recognized during the convention a fair few times, even when he was in his raccoon costume later on. And I thought the interactions with his fans were genuine, and I think, you know, he really did enjoy that. I think he had a good time at the convention. But at the same time, I think he was a bit of a dick at times to a fair few furries. I mean, there was one furry who was trying to find his boyfriend, who was called Kai, and Jidion apparently has a friend named Kai. And upon learning that, he did kind of push himself into the conversation a bit and get in this guy's face and kept insisting that his friend was this guy's boyfriend, to the point where he actually, called his friend Kai and made the furry feel very uncomfortable. I mean, like, the guy did not enjoy the conversation at all, to the point where he got up and had to leave, and it was clear that the guy was, made hella uncomfortable by Jidion's interaction. I thought that was a bit uncalled for. Now, on Jidion's second day, he actually got a makeup and prosthetic artist friend of his to actually do him up as a raccoon, using some wild-ass Grinch prosthetics that they recolored. Now, I have to admit, if I saw that coming down the street, I'd have been scared. And his friend who was with him in the hotel room was clearly terrified of, Grinch Jidion, because that shit was wild. And he had a weird hat and a tail going on, and I'm not sure quite what he was going for. It was kind of like Freaky Furry Day or something like that. I did get a good laugh out of him chasing his mate David around the hotel room, so, fair play for that. Now, later on in the video, he did encounter some Dutchies, and I was kind of suspicious that maybe had a little bit more knowledge about the furry fandom than he claims, because he got on hella well with these Dutchies. He full on got in talking with them, and the interaction with them, hilarious, dude. These subtitles for the Dutchies squeak, oh my lord, I was laughing my ass off. There was a little bit of fourth wall breaking going on in there, and it was freaking spot on, dude.
Hey, I know there's a bunch of Dutchies in here and everything like that, but like, I'm a fellow coon, and I just want to like participate with y'all, so is it cool if I come in? I'm just making sure I have permission, I got the Dutchie pass. All right, you got the N-word pass, whenever you want to use it. Is that like a maiden call? Oh, they can't talk? Oh, damn. Here, can you just like throw up like some gang signs? We could like talk to like set rep.
But as his video progresses, you see him get an encounter with security where they ask him to stop filming. I think they were onto the fact that he was a YouTuber at this point, and that he was making a lot of people uncomfortable. So I can kind of understand why security, took issue with this. Furry conventions are supposed to be like a safe space for furries to let their hair down and enjoy themselves and let their furry side out. So having this dude, clowning about and getting in their face and making them feel uncomfortable, I can kind of see why security took issue with this. Now, we don't know if there was more incidents off camera, but it does kind of seem like he had one warning and then was kicked. And I think that was a little bit, premature. I think, they could have given him multiple ones. I don't know if they did off camera. He only showed the one warning, but then it skipped him just straight up being kicked out. And I think that was a bit harsh. They could have just, asked him to tone it down to stop making people feeling so uncomfortable. But hey, we don't know if there was more warnings that weren't recorded or weren't, on his video. Especially if he continued on the second day with his racist bait jokes and his clowning about, making people feel uncomfortable. You can kind of understand where security were coming from. Especially when it comes to furries, where he is, kind of punching down on them. They get a lot of this shit already online with people mocking furries on Facebook and that. They don't need that happening in real life. I suppose that's YouTube for you. I mean, this dude is a YouTuber. He did do this specifically for content. As far as we know, he is not a furry. So that's, I suppose that kind of comes hand in hand with it, and he was probably prepared to be kicked out at some point if he pushed it too far, which he did, and he was. Remember, folks, if you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, all that good YouTube stuff. Remember, I have a Discord server where you can come hang out with me and the dudes, chill, chat, share some out, all that good stuff. And if you want to support me, help me make more most excellent videos for you dudes, I do have a Patreon, the link is down below. But other than that, I hope you guys have a most excellent day, an amazing week, and I will see you guys in the next video, okay? Take care, ta-ra.